everyone, and welcome to The Good Woo. So this is a video about emotional triggers, how we can work through them, and why they're so important and vital to our healing process. So 2020 is like a massive catalyst trigger for the collective and for each one of us personally as well. This year will go down in history for a year where darkness was exposed, pain was healed, issues were brought forth, and it's so painful, right, for these issues to be brought up, but they're old issues. Not much of what we're facing is new. This is old collective trauma and pain and abuse that's coming up to be looked at so it can be integrated and healed so we can become stronger as a species. Now this is happening to each and every one of us on a personal level as well. And the events of 2020, right, both the collective events, the national events, the global events, and our personal events in our life are showing us where there are pockets of pain and trauma that we have not dealt with yet. So this year is meant to go, look, we're gonna poke at it. We're gonna send you all these crazy events to poke at your personal pain that you've not acknowledged so that you can get it up and out and raise your vibration with the rest of the planet. Because we are being inundated by light, both from the sun as it increases its intensity, and the magnetosphere around our planet is being weakened. So where we normally would have had some buffer, there is hardly any, and that is set to decrease as well. So the light's going to increase, the magnetosphere is going to decrease, and the darkness, not good or bad, just that which has been in the dark, is going to come up and out to be seen. The problems arise here is when we fight the process and we start blaming current events or people for the pain of the past, because it could very well seem like it's someone's fault in the present moment, but that's not what's happening. No one is responsible for your feelings, how you feel and what you think, but you. You are in control of that. And the consciousness of that fact is another thing that we are going to fully claim in 2020 and in these next few years to come. So, an example, say, you know, how can we take this? Say you're in a relationship, a friendship or a romantic relationship, and betrayal is revealed. Always so painful, right? But we've all betrayed and we've all been betrayed, so let's talk about it. And that reveal of whatever betrayal that was, you were thrown under the bus, you were cheated on, or whatever it was, takes you to incredible heights of what we would consider negative emotions. Pain, anger, fear, paranoia, whatever it is. Whatever happens this year is meant to show you that there was a betrayal way back that you never accepted, that you did not look at, that you swept under the carpet, and it's that your attention is being drawn towards. So it's a discipline to look at triggers in this way. So what you would do with the pain of this betrayal, say, you know, you found out that a friend had been lying to you and like threw you under the bus, is when was the first time that you felt thrown under the bus? When was that? And oftentimes what we find when we go back like this, it's something that happened in our childhood with our siblings or our parents or our cousins or those early developmental years in school. And we were so young that, you know, we weren't taught how to handle that pain, so we just keep it quiet, or maybe we do throw a tantrum and then we're punished for that. So there's no way to process the pain of betrayal. The trigger, I love this phrase, and I used it in one of the daily woos, if it's hysterical, it's historical. So the more emotional you get about something, the more it's an indicator that you need to retrieve some event in your past that has frozen your smaller self in space and time, literally. Pain and trauma, we freeze, and that vibration of the pain and trauma, right? It's like we are a layered human being that that young self of that has that vibration of pain is going to continue to be vibrating even as we grow. So it's like having an onion, and in one layer of the onion it's moldy, and that's going to affect each layer as it grows on top. So we're going in and we're going into those layers and we're cleaning them out. So, you know, even with this situation like we're dealing with the health system right now, and everybody's at a different level of fear. Well, I would encourage you, like the more fearful you are right now, the more you are being called to look at times in your life where you were so afraid, maybe, you know, where you were not able to have an adult around you who was able to comfort you and talk you through those fears. There's frozen fear from the past that makes these events of 2020 even more terrifying. So when we go in and we dislodge those old events, quite simply by remembering them, and it's most helpful to do this with another human being, a counselor, a therapist, or a life coach. I'm here to help. You can email me at info@thegoodwoo.org or see the services tab at thegoodwoo.org. And you can see what sessions I offer. You can also DM me or comment if you're watching this now. But to have someone to hold space for you as you go back into those memories and smooth them out. And when I say smooth them out, what I mean is you literally, when was the first time I felt this way? If you're getting really angry at something and that situation is not dissolving, is not disappearing, it's because there's a vibration that's still existing from earlier on. So you think, when did I feel this way for the first time? When do I first remember feeling this? And then you take some time and you listen. Because our inner child, or really it's inner children, right? Because we have all these moments that have frozen. They want attention. And these parts of yourself will show you. They will bring the memory up. And then when that memory comes up in your mind's eye, you as the adult, right? As who you are now, you imagine that you enter into that memory and you are the one who rescues that child, or you are the one who explains to that child that they don't have to be afraid. You take and embrace that part of yourself. And that literally is it's time travel. And it neutralizes the vibration. That's cleaning out that layer of the onion. Now, some of us have many, many layers that need cleaned out. I was one of those people. A lot happened to me early on. It was a packed, eventful early childhood, a packed, eventful young adulthood. So this is something that I have had to do in my life repeatedly. So just pay attention right now as we're entering in, these last few months of 2020. It's really going to intensify this quality that 2020 is here to give us. It is a service. It really is, even though it's painful, because who wants to look at the muck? None of us. But unless we get it up and out, this influx of light is not going to feel good. And it's only going to increase. So we want to get into a place where we are allowing the darkness within us to be revealed so that we can identify it, recognize it, accept it, transmute it, right? By being the adult and going in and changing these memories to how we wish it could have gone. And then that vibration shifts, and we are then able to contain more of this influx of light. And then that light can actually begin to raise our vibration. And we will begin to attract more abundance, more resources. We will begin to attract better people, better circumstances, and avenues for relief and healing. So triggers are, we say trigger warning, but the truth is, if you're getting triggered, you want to know. You want to know what's hidden, what you haven't dealt with. These memories, emotions, and thought forms that get trapped, they have magnetic fields of their own. They are energy. And if we allow them to stay stagnant, they then start to create discordance in our physical tissue. And that is when illness begins to crop up. So our job with 2020 is to allow it to show us what is still hidden within us so that we can take care of it, heal it, and move through it to this next level of being. Now, the other great thing about triggers is now you know, okay, I'm being triggered. It's not actually about this person. This is just a vibration I've attracted to show me what I need to clean out, what I need to be aware of. This moment is a moment of light, a moment of awareness that's showing me that I need to go back. And all of these retrograde planets, oh, we have so much support to do this. I need to go back and I need to look and see, when did this vibration begin? Once you neutralize that very first vibration and then you start going through your life and seeing where it had its effect, by the time you get to the present moment, that person or that conflict or that circumstance, you're going to see it shift like magic. And I guess it is kind of magic, but it's also, it's the work that we're here to do. And you know, the collective is dealing with this on a collective level. So imagine, like, we're talking about eons of time that the collective is being triggered. I mean, looking back and like, we've been around for a long time and we've created a lot of pain. The collective itself has created a lot of pain for itself to grow, but still there's all these pockets where darkness has been able to exist. And when I say darkness, we can interpret it as good or bad, but really it's darkness meaning that which has been hidden. So the light's coming on full force. Nothing's going to be able to stay hidden. But we want to get ahead of it, right? We don't want to be forced to acknowledge our pain and triggers. We want to do it actively. So this Mars retrograde and this period of time as we, lead up until 2021, I want you guys to be the warrior for your inner children and allow these triggers and the anger and the anxiety and the worry and the fear and the circumstances of the government or this election, or we're still dealing with this illness that's going around. Allow it to be that scrub brush for your heart, mind, and soul, so that you come out of 2020 having the darkness revealed, where there's nothing left hidden, no pain left hidden. You have befriended and healed and held and nurtured all of it. Is this a tall order? Perhaps, but we have so much support to do it. Never before in history have we had more support to heal the trauma of the past than now in 2020. That is this silver lining. Indeed, I feel like that's the golden chalice that it's meant to be. So the more you acknowledge this, the more you're going to see the beautiful aspects of what 2020 has brought you already and will continue to bring you. So that's it on triggers. If you need help, like I said, come find me, info@thegoodwoo.org. If I'm not your style, please find somebody, you guys, because when one of us does this, that means a part of the collective is doing it. So you're not just releasing for yourself, you're releasing for this collective that you are also a part of. And the more of us that work this way, God, then the more that the whole world heals. And isn't that what we want? A world where we have unconditional love as the fabric, not this dissension and hatred that we've created. Thank you all so much for viewing.